The impact of COVID-19 pandemic has changed the demand for teaching and learning for the school year 2020-2021.
Update. Today, the DOH is confirming is positive.
The children cannot wait, education cannot wait.
The Department of Education shifted focus to delivering education through distance learning delivery modalities. All these efforts of the department, its schools and workforce are geared towards the attainment of quality education to learners despite the pandemic. As learning delivery changes, these also resulted to changes to duties of every classroom teacher. This does not stop teachers from achieving their expected performances, which are measured through Result-Based Performance Management System or RPMS. Citing inspiration from this principle, New Bataan National High School Senior High continues to follow the directives of the department through the conduct of classroom observation via Learning Action Plan. In DepEd's Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan in the time of COVID-19, a support mechanism shall be established for teachers and school leaders to have access to technical and administrative advice and guidance, which come in many forms, including professional learning communities through Learning Action Plan session. The conduct of classroom observation is anchored on the principles of Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers and Result-Based Performance Management System or RPMS. Let us witness how New Bataan National High School Senior High conducts its classroom observation through Learning Action Plan session. During the pre-observation conference, the observer will clarify the purpose of the lesson and identify specific goals the teacher is planning to accomplish and the goals the teacher has identified for the students to accomplish. This requires the teacher to submit a lesson plan and present the various strategies to be employed. On the other hand, the observer presents the specific indicators that are to be observed and the rubrics to be used in assessing the classroom observation.
So let me just remind you, Mrs. Mackle, that we have the following indicators that needs to be observed during classroom observation. So number 1, apply knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas. For number 2, plan and deliver teaching strategies that are responsive to the special educational needs of learners in difficult circumstances, including geographic isolation, chronic illness, displacement due to armed conflict, urban resettlement or disasters, child abuse and child labor practices. And for number 3, select, develop, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address learning goals. So, we have also rubrics to determine the level of practices in the respective indicators. So, please do revisit. So, good luck and see you.
Thank you, ma'am.
In this phase, the observer will observe the class through the use of indicators. The observer will make use that the objectives prepared by the teachers are achieved. Further, The observer will check if the lessons are well delivered and proper methods and assessment are executed.
Hello students! Welcome to our reading and writing class. Please speak English or in Filipino if there is a need for emphasis. Remember, always have fun while you are learning. So, to start the day right, let us all stand for a prayer. Close our eyes and offer ourselves to the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Good morning, Mom.
Hey, good morning!
Good morning.
Yes, that's the spirit. So before you sit down, kindly pick up some pieces of paper and check our attendance details. As a sort of review, what was our discussion last time? Yes, Mr. Robert.
Last time, Mom, we discussed claims and also the three types of claims, Mom. We have claims of fact, value, and policy.
Very good. It's good to know that you have familiarized our lesson and you have really understood the lesson all about. Okay, so before we proceed to our next topic, let us start our day with an activity. So our activity is entitled I am. 1 minute and 11 seconds. So that is part of the critical reading as listening. Allow me to present to you a video of a child. So kindly notice some salient moment in the video presented.
Listen to me, say, like I do this all the time, and if I go on at the house or the door.
Okay, so what have you noticed in the video presented? Mr. Rosalio, what have you noticed in the video presented?
The video presented there, the child is explaining what he is trying to explain about the thing being imparted by the mother.
Okay, so go back to our basic education, the basic English. We have 4 types of sentences. Am I right?
Yes.
We have?
We have interrogative sentence.
Yes, very good.
We have
Imperative sentence.
Declarative sentence.
We have declarative sentence. Okay, so our next activity is called assertion. Timer starts. Wag bakbalik yung ano ha. Dapat tayo sinutod ka kanilin. Bataan. 3, 2, 1, and time's up. So we have to check now. So group pink, you have 4 correct answers. Green and group pink have also 4 correct answers.
Good morning, class. Welcome to the bread and pastry production class today. So before we will start, please stand up for our opening prayer to be led to us by Mr. Gabriel.
Okay, let us pray. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, thank you for the gift of life.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Mom.
Please sit down. Lisa, kindly check the attendance. We will have a short review about our last topic. Okay, the objective of the lesson for today. So, at the end of the lesson, your students are expected to identify the different types of cake decorating. Are all the 3 ingredients. We will combine using the electric mixer. So, I already attached the attachment. So, let us cream the butter, cream cheese, and the sugar. For you to easily achieve the smooth texture of your cream cheese frosting or any type of frosting, you need to put the butter and cream cheese in a temperature for about an hour. Okay, using your stainless spatula, konti lang po. Okay, so ilalagay na natin ang top layer. There are customers po na gusto nila naked style, yung parang ganito lang, a thin layer of frosting. And a little bit of decorations. We will finally coat the cake. Sa beginner, mas maganda yung offset spatula para yung pressure niyo dito lang, hindi sasama dito sa gitna. Nasan po ulit. So that's it. So now, kayo na naman ang actual demo. So I will call you one by one. So the first task is to get the parchment paper from the bottom. Next volunteer.
Anong gagawin
Next
dito,
step
ma'am?
is to frost the cake, cover the cake, the final coating. So ganito ang paggamit ng spatula. So, yung pressure mo dito lang, huwag dito. Okay, so ganyan. Paikutin mo lang siya ng paikutin. Gaya ng papaikot mo sa kanya. Okay, so paglagay sa sidings po, ganito.
Ganyan pala. Sorry ma'am, nakalimutan ko yung procedure ma'am. Ito pala yung classmate oh.
Mr. Gamil. Very good. So this is the final decoration of our carrot cake. Press, stop. What do you want to use? Cherry, chocolate, or cherry muna? Cherry. Give some space. Give them some space. Okay lang dito. You can tap the chocolate sticks or the cookie chocolate. So, yan, tap konti.
You can see it in front.
We're going to put this electrode in the base metal, and then the other one is the stretching, like a match.
Machine and our pipe. Our pipe is really having a rebuild of 35 degrees both sides.
Fiction or digital fiction. This could also be called as triple media literature because
Your functions, or even your mama, your papa, what are the functions of your family?
The informers. Seek admiration by being the first to share the latest trend with the audience. So in this personality, they like to be the first.
X minus me is negative 2.2, negative 1.2, positive 0.2, 0.8, and 1.8. So
We have 3 pictures there. So, if you observe, there is a fence. No? So the first picture, natural event can be likened to be a big concrete fence.
Technology is innovative. Please take your lunch or take your... So this time, I will regroup you into 2 groups.
This is typically conducted between teacher who presented a lesson and the observer, whether school heads or master teachers. It is often used to provide teachers with constructive critical feedback aimed at improving their classroom management and instructional techniques. In this stage, observer gives the rating obtained by the teacher.
Based from what you have done, no? Let us try to rate your demonstration. For number 1, apply knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas. What do you think is your rating? Apply knowledge of content within across curriculum. Did you relate your lesson to other disciplines?
Yes, ma'am. I included mathematics, history, science in my demonstration. So I would prefer to have a score of
6. Okay, but based from my minutes, no, that you have done very well in terms of relating your lesson to other discipline, and you have discussed it with a broad knowledge of content and pedagogy, and it is beyond your area of specialization, so therefore I will give you a rating of 7. So finally here we have indicator number 3, select, develop, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address learning goals. So I believe that in all of your lesson, in every stages or phases of the lesson, no, you have utilized different ICTs, and you have integrate an extensive and multidisciplinary learning resources, which includes the use of ICT. So you have congratulations for the excellent demonstration, and I hope that you will keep up your performance. Before that, so if you affirm with your rating, please sign the rating sheets. Thank you, Mrs. Makol, and see you on your next demonstration.
thank you, ma'am.
What do you think is the best practice you saw this morning?
I think the use of technology and discussion and that I use during the discussion.
Okay, thank you so much. Because all these teachers, if there's one common denominator, na nasa mga teachers, they're really equipped with the use of technology. Or if you're going to teach a subject again in the TVL section, where the problem of communication is very evident, but it is not in the general reality, but it is existing. That the struggle of the TVL students are on the language, but they're good in skills. So, if given the chance to teach a subject subject in, for example, previous sections, is there any way that we can simplify? Or what do you think are the best strategies?
Good answer to that, sir, is the shifting of language. It's the main factor which can help or can aid our students to really grasp the idea of what you are trying to teach to them. Then for examples also, sir, if this would be the topic that I will be teaching to my students, I will pick up those examples that are also relatable to them. They can relate.
So there's a contextualization of the topic. Make sure that you're going to use the languages or terms which the students are familiar with, especially in PBL. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for that strategy. So this could be a learning opportunity to all. Now, we cannot expect that the teacher will have 100% English words to be used in the discussion because there are students who cannot understand. Okay, so based on the LAC numbers, anybody from the LAC member would like to give your ideas, thoughts, what do you think is the most strongest point of the presenter today? Ms. Ganson?
She used various strategies and she integrated English subject to other subjects.
Okay, thank you so much. And now let's hear feedback coming from the two teachers. So Ma'am Annie will give us the best practices you observed. Ma'am Joy will discuss what are the challenges. And Ma'am Ronaldine will discuss what are the possible steps or recommendations to those challenges again. So let's make it quick na lang. Ma'am Annie?
As I observed to Annalyn, she has the energy to deliver topic this morning. She did her best to impart her knowledge to us. To Ma'am Wing, students will learn more about her topic. And Ma'am Isa, as I observe her, she has the energy in imparting her knowledge about ICT.
What are the strategies to be used do you think will help the teachers to encourage 100% participation from the students?
Ma'am Isa, since naman may connections with the internet with the school, possible to manage the connection sa Wi-Fi, sa type of social media, possible na within that hour, nakuhaan siya. Pero parang the presentation na mag-try na to sa in reality, possible na ipakita na to ang step by step.
Thank you so much for that recommendation. In general, their presentations were actually good. As facilitator of the LAC session, one of the most important realizations I have this time is really to strengthen the time scheduling for the TVL classes. Because we are used to have 4 hours per specialization, and considering the process of teaching the lesson, allowing the students to apply what they have learned, it will really take time. So rest assured, Ma'am Luella, that next semester, your subject or all subjects for specialization will now occupy one straight 8-hour period in a day.
Learning Action Cell is a group of teachers who engage in collaborative learning sessions to solve shared challenges encountered in the school, facilitated by the school head or a designated LAC leader. It focuses on the following areas: learner diversity and student inclusion, content and pedagogy on K-12 basic education program, assessment of reporting on K-12 education program, 21st century skills and integration in instruction of assessment, curriculum contextualization, localization, and indigenization. LACs is a school-based communities of practice that are positive, caring, and safe spaces. It fully supports the continuing professional development of its teaching personnel based on the principle of lifelong learning and DepEd's commitment to the development of teachers' potential aimed towards their success in the profession. The ultimate purpose of the conduct of classroom observation is to make sure that educational goals are achieved. This can also be an avenue for the teachers to grow professionally as best practices are shared. Moreover, this is a good way to assess the aspects that have to be improved. All these practices of New Bataan National High School, Senior High School, are geared towards the achievement of aims of the Department of Education because learning never stops in this time pandemic.